唔俾我去其他地方，搞到我好緊張。我係撥過呢首。
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
啲咩？
I always knew that I would return one day.
咩？
Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Hello. 啊，咁快去嗰隻。個零。咦？點解啲 chocobo 唔打我嘅？經過都唔經。好到啦。
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you!
做一日唔得，
I think we're loyalists.
日日都
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn.
又係你哋。
'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship.
Oh.
You'll have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
I ain't got much, but what's mine is yours, for a price.
这2万块4万蚊。
You won't be disappointed. Fare you well?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants...
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for infamy.
Okay.
You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions? 100? We're going hunting for outlaws. How'd you like that, boy? Two more left to join the garrison. You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. At least I think they was the Black Shields.
Was this the first time they visited?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
做乜鬼傾偈？
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throat. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, we still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, but other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to A new ally would certainly be welcome.
I know.
Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
係嘛？
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apology tree, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's flash.
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
係。 呢度兩邊。 Ese.
more of my mother's men.
Stay down! Over here!
Hey.
Blood, Clive.
He does.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then? We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
You tried.
I'll show you a true shield Brazilian.
哇！唉，heal 咗，唉，邊度啊 heal 啊？喂，滿血啦又。血。我 interrogate 你。
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Oldhill. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. Let's go. Run like the wind. That'll do, girl.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing. They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Begone!
Oh, where am I to go?
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
You find no succor to the South Travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Torgal! Kill! Yeah! All yours, Torgal!
Nice.
It look easy.
Look easy.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough for
Fuck off!
And you chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Wade? 你殺晒呢隊友啊，大佬！
Oh.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
There we go.
Oh.
Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
Roll. So, roll.
Granny.
We can speak inside.
Yeah.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son?
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
What is it you require?
呢個一樣。
Of course, my lord. Our thanks, my lord. It has been an honor.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
Sir Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace, putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage. Will that be all? Of course, my lord. May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Ari.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Oh.
What is it now?
We bear a message for the Vicereine.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Over here! Get him!
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another one of them fight their battles for them.
Yeah.
More dragons!
唉，
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point.
增強版最
That
官。
this land is
唉
in dire need of cleansing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wait! Found them. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Wake him!
Slow.
Yeah. Yeah. 佢側邊啲卒唔使清，殺咗都得。有。Dragon Tag。
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew has got her fields rot. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but yet be that as it may. It is for as long as the Firebird's flame and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
咁咪出聲。
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after, and had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have...
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move it is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the Mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with...
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wayne. If there is ever anything you need...
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue!
Show him something.
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
By your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
lâu nhưng mà Hương Hợi
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Typical nobles.
How did we never
There are
hear?
new billets being posted every day.
Same way they
Not-
know.
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn, and if I'm honest, he ain't. Normally, it only takes a couple of. Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear.
Fine.
Knew you'd done.
But if he doesn't want to...
All right, now, wait a bit.
Nation.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. You've already got that one.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the Orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drostanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drek's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to win. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical nobles.
I didn't take you for a scholarly van.
Oh, this? It's valid. I borrowed it from old tomes.
Think I'll stick to the...
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all.
If it's my blessing, you're hope.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid, but you're made of sternest.
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer.
Fantastic!
So?
Chance's stew. The only problem is that while the recipe is a beast, no doubt, most likely something that would make easy work of a simple...
Does the book say anything?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of...
Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August. What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about.
Did you know? I told you not to stick your nose in my business.
Clive just wants to help, innit? Talk to him. You never know, you might... Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you bother people.
Why didn't you tell us all?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Made my stuff look like every clumsy I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, there, you got what you came for.
All right, we're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Didn't think anything could rattle him.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy to...
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way, but it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Next all his stuff to order.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. I don't trust hunters neither.
I see.
He did tell me something. Apparently, his next commission's for...
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was excited. So...
Thank you, Karen.
At least you...
So, it sounds like going after that griffin.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I...
Good idea.
I could have sworn we had a few more. Typical
Dosmar Mayor. Right. Ah. Their northern west gate. Um. 저 중간에 네. 아. Westgate. You got my Westgate.係啊，呢度啊。Oh no！唉。
No use calling Ambrosia now. Not here. Let's go. Run like the wind.
Yeah. Dragon. 呢度進台。啊！裝咗你。
You deserve a rest.
Rubbish.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Here comes Bosmare.
Another one will have to wait. Careful. Sharp. Move slow.
Help me, boy. All yours, Torgal.
Nice try.
Torgal, kill! To me, boy. Go for it. Get him. Go for it. Over here! All yours, Torgal.
Yeah.
This one. All yours, Torgal.
Yep. Ai. Oh. Ai.
I'm hurt, Torgal.
Thế còn.
Fuck.
Về nhớ. Tự về nhớ ga xin còn.
Is something there, boy?
Oh. So.
Could that be our man?
Dancing.我呢度唔係有個 pick up 嘅咩？
Are you all right?
That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off.
Why?
Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance.
It's not her who sent...
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman. I'd dearly love to help, but actually...
What is it?
Treated leather. Thank if your man's as skilled as he sounds...
You sure?
Well, you did save my life, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and what...
In that case?
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. You send your blacksmith my regard.
Will do.
Oh.
Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
That monster's taken quite a life.
And with a bit of luck. How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Here, Clive.
Camille,
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up. Turns out he's from Tabor. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the...
Then we better keep this close to our chest.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you still.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway.
It's good to have you back, Black.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. Don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough nattering.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. Right, now.
Hey.
Thanks, Clive.
Drake Slayer's belt. Okay.
What do you need? What do you want?
Oh, Electrum.
Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it.
Gelatinous.
And how am I meant to do that then?
Gelatinous.
Anything else?
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's breath.
No. I spoke of Imran. The leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. It's what I need to do to put the past behind me, and I know that I can do it.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. All while Sid looks on.
We'll make him proud.
Nice.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
Ah, welcome.
Unwanted violets.
Well, you're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. Used to chuck them in the... And even if they were...
Do the...
I dare say they do.
Thank you.
Take ages
Nearby
to tidy all
store.
this stuff up.
Hey. Hey.
Stay sharp.
Still nearby.
After what they invited to Bath.
Don't you go causing any trouble.
Let's go. Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Easy。哎，係啊，已經。
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least.
Did you find?
I didn't.
Ew.
Marvelous. Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this?
You wouldn't be wrong.
Into the pot it
佢
goes.
要俾我食喎，但係佢整俾我食嘅喎。
I present Chance's Stew, risen once again from the ash. Grab a spoon, Sid.
I'm not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. You're lost. Odin's teeth. What, the salt on the senses? It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of... I must share this gift. I won't rest
no.
until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in a single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions.
I'm...
有呢種。去下球。
Typical nobles.
Clear view. Broken Hill, yeah. Oh. Oh. 大嘅咯。啊？呢個唔係 Rosario，但係。啊。
Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist.
Wow.
How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes.
How
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
AI 開始石頭。
All right.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's mother crystal.
Drake's breath.
Nice. That's good.
Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen. The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go.
Okay.
I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
Back, save. Aye. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.